Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. We are back with another What's Sold on eBay video. We show you what's sold in the eBay store here. This is a 3 days worth of sales or so. There's actually a really cool one in here. One sold for $600, so look out for that one. Definitely one of those rare items you probably won't find too often, but I was super blessed to find it. Got it for a great price too, and it sold and the buyer was happy. So we'll get into that. For those of you who might be new, Flashback finds the channel. Again, I show you what I sell on eBay. Hopefully you can use that to kind of improve your business. My name's Cameron. I go by Cam though for the people who know me well. So please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I try to get back to everybody in the, within a few days or so if I can, and acknowledge them and answer any questions people have. I do get behind, so bear with me on that. Let's not waste your time though. Let's go over what sold. So the first item actually sold, should have been in the last video, but I double clicked at some point and passed over the screenshot, so you guys didn't get this one. It's an APBA professional golf board game. It's from like the 70s or 80s, I think, like that. A little bit older, but I got it for 10 bucks at a thrift store. It was complete, sold it for 105 shipped. Ended up costing somewhere around 16, 17 bucks to ship it. It was a little bit of a bigger board game, but the person got it. They were super happy. They said everything was in near mint condition. I did not put that in my listing, but they felt like that was the condition they got it in, so they were super happy. I was happy. They were happy. Good. Moving on to the next one, a Disney Pixar. This is a Buzz Lightyear, like a piggy bank, a bank or whatever. It's like a rubber plastic one, and it's got the little stopper on the bottom, so it's got everything so it can be used. I got it for about 5 bucks from a Savers one day. I think I got 30% off on top of that, and ended up selling for $22.49 on sale, 25% off. It cost around $9 to ship it out, maybe almost $10 on this one. So we didn't make a whole lot. We probably made our money back and maybe $1 or $2, but I'm happy to get it out of here. Some things you think would be valuable just didn't really have that much value. The next item is a OEM West Point Stevens Model 200 electric blanket controller cord. I got 2 of these from storage unit guy when I bought from him. I love selling the blanket controls. A lot of people get their blanket, the control doesn't work or what have you. I usually plug them in and see if the buttons work and if everything lights up and changes, from whatever the settings it has on there. If it looks like it's functioning that way, I usually move forward with it and assume that it does work because I don't always have the blanket with it. I got 2 of these though. I parted them out, sold one separately for $19 and the other one's already sold as well. So we'll see that in a later video. Another item that we have here is a orange North Face brown label. This is a insulated jacket. It is, I don't know, from the 80s, I think. That was my best guess. It had some stains on. I ended up paying $3 for it at a garage sale, and it sold for $60 shipped. It may have been 90s. I'm not really sure. I'm not an expert on clothing or dating it or whatever, but it definitely had the brown label, North Face logo tag on the inside, and it sold for $60 shipped. Super quick sale. I think within like 8 days for clothing. That's pretty fast. Another item here, Levi's 501 straight leg button fly jeans, size 36-32, new with tag. Got these for $10 at a Marshall's on their like yellow tag clearance or whatever it was. Paid 10 bucks for them. Ended up selling them for $33.74 on sale, 25% off. They ship in a padded flat rate. We made some money on it. It wasn't a horrible buy. I was hoping to get more like 40 for them, but it just didn't happen. So they finally sold. Happy to move them out. Mario Party for Nintendo 64, cartridge only. This game always sells. All the Mario Parties sell on the N64 as long as you have, an authentic cart. These ones sold for $35 shipped actually, and it went first class. We have Need for Speed Underground 2, the Platinum Hits Edition. This is an Xbox game. Not much to say, but it did sell for $12 shipped. I paid $1 for it at a garage sale. It was the only item I bought. It was the only video game she had, and it was only $1. Skyfox Commodore 64 video game. Look out for the floppy games, guys. The old PC stuff that's on floppy. Not all of them are worth money, but if you can find some that are for a Commodore 64 or an old Mac or something like that, some of them can have some value. Again, I got this one for, I want to say $1 at a rummage sale. It was the last day of the sale. I bought 4 or 5 floppy games for $1 each, and this one sold for $18.74. It did go out first class. All I did was put it between 2 pieces of cardboard and shove it in a bubble mailer I had and sent it on its way, and it worked out. Movado, a good brand here. This is like a little desk clock. It's actually engraved on the top by some kind of business or whatever. They gave it out as a gift. So it's not ideal because of the engraving. I paid $10 from it from my source. It did work well though. Ended up selling on the best offer of $50 ship, which I was happy to take. And I think it cost around $10, $12 to ship it out. And it was pretty heavy, but it made it there. The buyer did leave good feedback, so cannot complain about that. Rise Up by Element. It's a skateboard DVD. Sold for $6.80. It was listed for $8, and it sold for 15% off of $6.80. Not a great DVD, wouldn't buy it again, but I am happy that it moved. We made probably $1 or $2 on it, maybe $3. Prince, the Hits Collection. This one sold pretty quick, $17 shipped on that one, and that one I definitely would buy again. $17 for a DVD is very good. And Humanoids, Liquidator. This is an action figure from '86. I did not know who it was when I bought it. I bought a bunch of action figures. They're like 50 cents each. I didn't recognize them. They were from the '80s, so I grabbed them. Went into the Action Figure Identification Facebook group. Look it up if you don't know about it. Action Figure Identification Group. Go in there, post a picture once you get accepted to the group of some of the figures you have, and usually someone in there can identify who they are pretty quickly. Usually within minutes, someone's commented and said, oh, that's this person from this set, that's this person from this set. It can really help you identify them, and once you identify them, then you can look them up on eBay and see if they're worth selling. So good deal there, $20 on him. Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge sold for $15 shipped. Game Boy cartridge only, was tested and working. Here's an item. This one was a Vampire Weekend Father of the Bride double vinyl sealed. On this one, I sold it, and the buyer paid $28 for it. I had paid, I think, $5 for it at a garage sale. Sold it for $28, shipped it out medium mail. Buyer messaged me on a different account, same, similar name, different account from the same area, saying they got it and it is warped. Totally not usable. Can't do anything about it. They want a refund. I said, well, at first I messaged them back and said, well, please open and return through eBay. Then when I noticed, I looked back again and I said, hey, that's a different account. And then I went ahead and said, hey, you need to message me on the actual account because I don't know who I'm speaking with right now. And the person said, no, you're a shady seller, all this stuff. Give us our money back. And I'm like, well, again, we have a return process. Please go ahead and open a return. And you need to contact me on the other account. I'm not going to speak with you anymore. I still haven't heard back from them, so I'm not sure what that was about. I'm assuming a family member may have been shipped the item or something like that, and they're the ones writing me because maybe there was an issue. I don't know. I did tell them to return it, but they still haven't returned it, so I'm not sure what the issue is, because you think if it was really bad, they would have opened the return and asked for their money back, but they haven't. A Toshiba Satellite A205S5843. Those numbers probably mean nothing to you, but that's the model that was on the back. I got this one. I got two laptops. They were $5 each. They came with chargers. He said they didn't work. I just grabbed them. This one sold for $40 shipped. It sold as is. When you plug in, it just gives you a white screen. Doesn't seem to do anything. It sold for $40 though. Some people take these old ones and repair them. Some people, may take them for parts or what have you. So getting $40 shipped, it costs like, $14 to ship it out. We made a few bucks there. Here's a nice hat. This is a Kansas City Chiefs Anco official, like an 80s model. It's got the mesh actually in the front of the hat. It's got the Chiefs logo on the side. Got this one for $1 at an estate sale with a bunch of other old hats. This one took I sent an offer out to Watches. I had it listed at 85 or 90 shipped. Sent an offer out for 75 just to see if anyone would bite. Sure enough, someone bought it. $75 for the hat, and it's on its way. They did leave good feedback as well. $75 is, I haven't sold many hats for $75 in my day. That's one of the better ones. I'll definitely be looking out for more of those. 6 Western paperback books. These are by Ralph Compton. Spent $10 on a 2 Bed Bath and Body or whatever, like the big paper bags they have. I filled 2 of them up with books, different authors, different kind of genres and all. They just lotted them all in there. And I ended up getting a a bread maker, a calculator, and some Christmas ornaments, all of it for $10. It was a rummage sale, crazy pricing. This one sold for $20 shipped, so we've already made some of our money back right there, and probably a little bit of profit even. A Van Halen, this is a guitar tab music songbook from the Rock and Roll Buy. This one sold for $30 shipped. A really good sale on this one. I don't know if this one sold around the time that he had passed. I don't remember. It was a few weeks ago, so it probably was. Maybe that's why it sold so quickly. A Hitachi UC18YG battery charger, paid $5 for this at the thrift store. Ended up selling for $30 shipped. This one did go out in a padded flat rate. Just bubble wrap it and put it in there, and I've had no issues really for the most part. Harley Davidson, this is a Rebels Riverside. Riverside's actually kind of near where I am. This t-shirt sold for $15 shipped. It was a size extra large. It sold 25% off. I think I had $2 in it from a thrift store. I don't really buy most Harley tees nowadays, unless they're like $1 at a garage sale. I'm getting a bunch of them, or there's something really rare, unique. I usually let them go. I don't really want to mess with them. They do sell, but there's just a lot of them out there. A lot of, black Harley tees that are size extra large. You can find a whole bunch of them. So sometimes it's a little hard to sell them, in my opinion. A Neat Desk desktop scanner. This is the little insert that goes inside the Neat Desk so you can put credit cards or paper or whatever the item is, letters. It kind of tells you what slot to put it in. I bought a couple of Neat Desks, and the first 3 or 4 that I've ever sold all worked beautifully, no issues. The last set that I bought, probably the last 5 or 6, 2 or 3 of them have not worked. So what I end up doing is I pull the power cord. You can sell that by itself if it's the official Neat Desk power cord. You can sell that. You can also pull this little insert out, and I sell it for 14 shipped. So usually on the Neat Desk, I'm only paying $5 to $10 anyways. So I usually can at least break even by selling this and the charger, even if the unit doesn't work. If the unit does work, then you can make 60, 70 bucks depending on how much it sells for based on the market right there. The reason they don't work, sometimes they won't scan in the document. Like you put it in there and the sensor won't read it, or the rollers won't send it through, and it becomes a problem. Magnum PI Season 6. This one is a DVD that was sealed. I got 5, I think, of these set for Magnum PI. Seasons like 2 through 7 or something like that. I don't remember what it was. Got a few of them. Maybe it was 2 through 6. 4 or 5 of them were sealed and 1 of them wasn't sealed. Paid $5 for all of them. This one sold for 21 shipped. Rather than lotting them together, I looked at the prices and it looked like you can make more parting them out. So that's the route I went. This is a Tupac, like a basketball style jersey by the brand Victorious. Got this one for $5 from one of my sources. Had a great big graphic on the front. I knew it would sell. I ended up selling for a best offer of 30 shipped. Had it listed at 35. Took a best offer of 30. Does go out first class. Really great sale. Definitely would look out for Tupac clothing. It seems like it sells really well. So 30 shipped on that guy. Rap Jam Volume 1. This is a Nintendo cartridge. I think I paid $2 for it, maybe 3. I thought it was worth a little bit more for some reason. Turns out it was only worth about $12. We still made money. Probably would have bought it again just because it sold pretty quickly, but not really a super valuable game. Dope Life, I guess is the name of the CD. This one sold for 12 shipped. I sell a lot of used CDs. We've gone through it, guys. You got to scan them. I don't know them all offhand to know which ones are valuable. I look for stuff I haven't heard of or stuff that looks unique, rap, and a lot of times look those ones up, and sometimes you find some gems. A Yamaha remote here. This is from the thrift haul while we were on vacation. I bought those 2 big boxes of remotes. We spent $40 on all the remotes. This one alone sold for 19 shipped. Maybe 45 on all the remotes. But either way, 19 shipped on just this one. We've already sold over almost 500. I think we're just under $500 in remotes just from that buy, which is awesome. A Tommy Emmanuel Center Stage DVD. Got this one from a thrift store for $2. I scanned it while I was there. Looked like it was kind of valuable. Listed it for, I think, $14, $15, or best offer. Took a best offer of $12. Was happy to get it out of here. Wasn't really a great buy. I thought it would sell better when I was at the store. When I got there, it looked like the comps weren't as good as I thought. So I was happy to get 12 and move it on. Some Bachmann train track. This is the easy track, guys. HO scale. So look up your scales if you need to know, to kind of give you an idea on the sizes. HO scale. This track is train track that's kind of put on top of like a little plastic layer, and it snaps together real easy. It's great if you actually want to train. This stuff works really well, especially for younger kids or stuff if they're setting it up. It's a lot better than the old stuff, the old Lionel metal train track that you have to kind of put the little pegs in and make it work. But I got all this from Storage Unit Guy. It was just sitting in a box. It was kind of dirty, but I picked it all up. Ended up selling 25 pieces for $45 shipped. Went out at about $12 shipping, maybe $13, somewhere around there if I'm not mistaken. And we made some good money on that one. I'd look out for this track. They have it in different sizes, I think, as well, or different brands. Here is the big boy. This is the one that I mentioned in the beginning. If you've made it this far, make sure you put Virtual Boy in your comment if you do, just to kind of tell me that you made it, because really, this is just a cool find. Nintendo Virtual Boy. This one's in the original box, basically a new open box. Went to a garage sale, bought some stuff from this lady. She had some Disney stuff and some odds and ends. Some Disney like Nightmare Before Christmas hoodies that I have in my store that I had bought. I listed all this other stuff, and while I'm there, I'm about to pay. I always ask, hey, do you have any old video games? And her first reaction is, nope, I got nothing. And the husband's like, nah, she doesn't have anything. And then I'm looking at the other stuff, kind of counting up how much I have to pay the guy. And she goes, well, I do have I don't know, it's like a virtual something, a Virtual Boy. I don't know. I had 4 of them. I'm down to 1 left. And I'm like, what? Virtual Boy? Like, you rarely ever hear about that. I'm like, well, were you trying to sell it or what's the deal? She goes, well, I bought 4 a long time ago. The one I have hasn't even been used yet. It's been open, but everything's still in there. I was selling them before for $100, so I kind of want to get some money out of it. She goes, let me go get it and I'll show you. And I'm like, okay. She's gonna want $100, which I'll gladly pay if she does. I already had a pile, I would think, of about $100. And then she got it and she brought it out, and sure enough, it was new open box. I said, this thing's pretty valuable. And she goes, yeah, I'll tell you what, since you already made this huge pile, $40. And I go, well, I think it's worth more than that. She goes, I know, we're just trying to get rid of stuff. I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yeah, $40. I know it's worth way more than that. She already kind of knew that I was a reseller by some of the other stuff that I had bought. And she goes, just take it. You're already paying for stuff. And I gave her my number because she's supposed to be calling me back for the rest of her Disney stuff, but I haven't heard from her. But she goes, you're going to be buying more later from me, more Disney, I'm sure. So I don't mind. So got it for $40. You know, she was cool with it. This one ended up selling, though, for $600 on a best offer. Had it listed at $650. It went out to Oregon for, I think, 20-something bucks to ship it with all the insurance, and I packed it really nicely. The guy got it, said it works beautifully, great shape, loves it, gave me good feedback. Awesome deal there, 40 into 600. Look out for Virtual Boy. It's a rare one, but if you find it, definitely something you want to have. A Stende, a 1905 chess book. I've already mentioned I bought a bunch of chess books before. This one sold for $37.49. Here's a Good Vibrations book from the Rock and Roll Buy. It sold on sale, 15% off, $8.49 on that one. A Snap-on Fast Track Troubleshooter's Manual from the big car manual buy. We bought 31 boxes of car manuals. It was crazy. This one sold for $12 shipped. We spent $500 that day, plus video games, plus a food processor and some other odds and ends. And we've sold over $4,000 in stuff so far. It's been awesome. We've made a lot of money on the manuals. There was a lot of good ones, and we still have some left that you'll see here in the coming months. Probably years. Who knows? Magnum PI, this one season 3, it was the only one that wasn't sealed out of all the Magnum PIs. They bought this one for $8, and they also bought this one season 7 that was sealed for $19 shipped. So they bought both of those ones, $25 or $26, whatever that ends up being, $27. Pretty good deal. Again, we're $5 in for all of them, and in a couple day span, we sold 3 of them. So really happy about that. Tupperware, Commonwealth Picker Kevin, he's like the Tupperware king. If anyone watches, I'm sure you guys watch his channel. I sometimes pick up Tupperware. I've learned some stuff from him, and he has a booth that he sells a lot of stuff in. I wouldn't go crazy on Tupperware, but I've done well on replacement lids. This is a small little lid. I bought about 4 lids for $2. She wanted 50 cents each, which I thought was a little high, but either way, bought them. The 3 little ones have all sold for about $8 each, and the big one sold for, I think, $12 or $13. So we're going to end up with $30-something in sales. Granted, you're spending $3-something to ship them, and I just put them in a bubble mailer and send them on. But if you could get a bunch of these circle Tupperware lids, and they're like the colorful ones, people will buy them if they have a little model number in the center of the circle. So probably worth looking out for if you're having trouble finding something, or you're at an estate sale and you find a bunch of loose lids. Might be worth your time. A Better Home and Gardens. This is from the Big Book Buy. I have heard that canning and freezing books do pretty well. A lot of people are getting into canning, I guess. I don't know if it's because they think the end times are coming, or if it's, you know, those preppers, or what it might be, but I've heard people are looking for this stuff, so I listed it, and the book sold for $10 shipped. Theme Park for PS1. We bought a PS2, PS1, and a bunch of games for both for $50. This is another sale that I went to, guys. The person did not have them out. It was all girls' toys. I asked the lady if she had video games, went into her garage, pulls out a bucket. She wasn't sure what she wanted. She was thinking 20 per system. I offered her 50 for the whole bundle, including the games, and she took it. This one game sold for $12. Prince, the cassette, I Want to Be Your Lover. This cassette sold for $12.79 on sale. This one's not from the Rap and Hip Hop buy. It's actually from the Rock and Roll buy we got. They had some cassettes in there, and this one sold pretty nice. $12 for a used cassette's pretty good in my opinion. We have a Chevy Impala Monte Carlo manual set. This is volumes 1 through 3. This is one you think would be worth a little bit more, but it wasn't. It only sold for $24 shipped on sale, 20% off. Medium mail shipping was about $8, so we didn't make a whole ton, maybe $10 or so when we're all set, but we're trying to move the manuals out. We've made most of our money on it that we're going to make. There's a couple of some nice ones left and some ones that will make some decent money, but the rest we really just want to move them on, clear out some space, and get to the next stuff. And finally, guys, the last sale. This is a Princess House buffet servers silverware holder made of crystal. I don't know. I just looked it up by the Princess House number 438 in the box. Got these from Storage Unit Guy. I thought the brand did better, but it really doesn't. A lot of the stuff is not worth that much. There are some valuable ones, but a lot of them is not really desirable, or at least is not selling well enough versus what it would cost to ship it and all that. This one, though, we got in a big bundle buy, so I don't have much into it. It sold for $20 shipped. It shipped out. I want to say we were able to ship it out for around $9. It was a little bit heavier, but I had to bubble wrap it and fit it all in there. And then I put it in a box. I didn't go padded flat rate because I thought it would probably break. So I ended up putting another box, and it shipped out pretty close to us. I think it went to Arizona or something, but got 20 bucks out of it. Maybe we make $5 or $6, but it's out of the inventory and we can move on to other things. So thank you guys for watching. I know I've been trying to stay under 20 minutes. We're a little bit over, but I appreciate you guys. We're trying to stay on pace here so I don't waste your time. If you have any questions, again, as always, please let me know. Hit me up in the comments or on Instagram. You can find me there if you want to ask me some questions, and we can go over those. I've talked to some people there who have more in-depth stuff. Obviously, I can't answer everyone, like a paragraph each, but if there's something you want a little more in depth or some information on, reach out to me on Instagram. And also shout out to a couple people. Nurse Flipper, she mentioned me in one of her videos. If you're not watching her, you should. She's great, sells a lot of stuff, doing it part-time, super nice, and she's not afraid to sell anything. So, and a shout out to her for mentioning me and kind of linking my channel in one of her videos, because she's awesome. Another guy that I really like is Positively Hustling. He's trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you guys don't mind and you want to watch, he's a great guy, great attitude, sells a lot of stuff, a lot of electronics like DVD combos and stuff. He might be worth your time. Check him out. And if you want to learn about media, people have asked me about where am I learning about media or who else can I watch. The Media Marauder, I'll try to link the channel. He's one who sells a lot of media, and he also sells a lot of vintage clothing. Different style than me a little bit, that he shows the pickups and stuff. Everybody's different, but if you want to learn about media, he's selling a lot. And also Galaxy CDs, rocks, and flips. He sells pretty much mostly media. Another guy, different style, has more of like he does like a podcast and all kinds of stuff. They're a little bit smaller channels, but I really think they have some good content if that's the stuff you're looking for. So I'll try to link those. Check them out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.